Hello. Hello and welcome to this part 2 of regular expressions in PostgreSQL. If you have not watched the previous video and you are not aware that how regular expressions work, then I will strongly recommend that you watch the previous video so that you can understand how the basics work, and a lot of simple examples have been covered in previous video. So in this video, we proceed with the more advanced examples. And after this video, we will move on to more on the documentation side of it. So without further ado, let's get started. We have regex replace, which will remove HTML tags. So how does it work? So suppose you have this string, what it is matching with left angular bracket, right angular bracket, and then in between, once it matches left angular bracket, it will match everything in between which is not a right angular bracket. So here it will match the left angular bracket first, then it will match P, and then it will match right angular bracket. And then hello will be there, and then it will again start matching in the same fashion. And we are substituting this with empty string. So it will just remove the tag. So if you want to see how to run this, you have got hello. Then we are collapsing multiple spaces. So multiple spaces are more than one space. So we match with backslash s plus and replace with single space. So it will become two space, many space, spaces. So there we go. Then we remove the special characters in the string. So we have our string, and the character class which we are matching with should not be alphanumeric characters, and we replace them with empty string. So @has and dollar will be removed, and we will be left with hello world without space. So that's what we have. Then we have positive look behind. So the syntax for positive look behind is question mark is equal to. So it starts matching from the beginning. Okay. Now what we are looking at is dot star. That is any character followed by 0 to 9 and then dot plus, one or more. And then we have dollar. So what we will match it with, so it will match with the password, and then 1 to 3 is the look ahead. So it is true. Then we have look behind. Similar to the previous one, we are looking behind. The syntax is question mark underscore exclamation mark, and we are looking for 1 to 3. If you see, it is also true. So what happens here is you're looking for dot star, then 1 to 3, and then one or more of this. Okay, so the password will match the dot star of this. This was negative look ahead. So we were not looking for 1 to 3. We are actually looking for its absence. Then we have look behind. So the syntax is question mark less than is equal to. So in this one, it is positive look behind. It was look ahead. Okay. So we are looking behind for USD, and which should be followed by numbers. 0 to 9 plus is numbers, one or more. It will match as well. It will match with 100. So next we have is negative look behind. So similar to that, the syntax is question mark less than exclamation mark. That is what is negative look behind. And we don't want 0 here. If 0 is found, then it will become false, and then followed by numeric characters. So we run this and we got 100. So let's see what happens if we make it 0. Okay. So it was 0, 0. Okay. Why did it match 0, 0 and not 1? So if you see, hang on, 0, 0, yeah. So why did it pick 1 but not 0, 0? So this should, if we make this star, okay, so it matches nothing now. All right. So star means 0 or more. So it will not match anything. And plus means 1 or more. So it will exclude one character of numbers as well. Star means it will not include any numbers here. All right. So you got empty. But if we do plus here, then it will match at least one digit. So 0 it does not want, and 1 we didn't want. So that's how we got the result. Then we have anchors and word boundaries. So direct H means at the beginning we are looking for H, which is present in hello, so this will be true. Similarly, at the end we want O here in O dollar. That will also be true. Then here these are word boundaries. We are looking for a cat, so it will match and true. Then we have PostgreSQL specific word boundary. These are \M, capital M, \Y, capital Y. Then we have POSIX character classes. So ABC, we have from the beginning of string to the end of string, we are looking for lowercase characters and plus dollar. So all characters are lowercase, it will match. And then we have uppercase characters, so it will also match. Then we have digits, it will also match. Alphanumeric characters, it will match. Alphabets, it is alphabets, so it will match small and capital alphabets as well. Then alnum will match alphanumeric characters, and space will match spaces. Now we look at examples of select in regular expression in where clauses. So we have select star from products where name matches 0 to 9. So if name consists of numbers, then it will match it. Then it will be true and it will select those rows. Then we are selecting products which should not match the numbers. Okay. Then we have the same regex with update. So we update users, we set username is equal to regex p replace. We have username, and the username should be alphanumeric characters. Should be that. And we replace that with empty string. And it will be global, G for global. Then we check email format, and this is the query text check, and then we have the regular expression here. So if it returns true, text check will pass, otherwise it will not. Then we have regex with generated columns. So we create table contacts, phone with text, and digits only text, generated always as. So this is the column name. So it should be generated always as phone, and it should contain 0 to 9 only. And then we have not covered the generated columns yet, so it will be a bit confusing in the documentation. When we will do the read through, we will cover generated columns as well. Then we escape special characters. Dot is escaped by putting a backslash. Backslash is escaped by putting another backslash, that is 2 backslashes. Question mark is escaped using backslash. Then we have greedy and non-greedy match. So suppose we have this regular expressions over here, left angular bracket dot star greater than. So this will be greedy match. It will match everything between these two. Okay. And then we will have the entire stuff in the output. So that's what we have. Then it is, if you put a question mark after this, it will be a non-greedy match. So it will match only this much. Okay. There we go. So we have some real world examples. We have username. Username should begin with the alphabets. Then it can contain alphanumeric characters and underscore, and should be minimum 3 characters, maximum 15 characters. Then we have color, where we have color should begin with hash. It should contain A to F alphabets and 0 to 9 colors, and should be of 6 uh, characters. Note that this is not perfect regular expression because it will also allow something like 256. Sorry, not 256. It will allow you, say, 0 to 9. So it will allow 999999. Let me see if it can be invalid. So let's take 1 byte. So 0 to FF. So can it be after F? So let's see at the invalid stuff. 0, 0, 0, 1. No, it should not be invalid. Everything will be valid in this. It is correct. Then we mash the URL scheme. So it should begin with HTTPS. Then it should contain question mark. Question mark means 0 or 1 times. Okay. So S is optional here. HTTP or HTTPS colon / / so it will be a proper length. Then we have credit card numbers 0 to 9 of 16 numbers. Then we have some performance tips. So standard index is treated like this, but the regular expression cannot effectively use B2 indexes. So either you use PGTR-GM or GIN index or full text search. To use the PG_TRGM, you need to enable the extension TRGM trigram index, and then you can create trigram index using GIN. Content will be your column name. So with this, we come to the end of the practical side of regular expressions on PostgreSQL. So tomorrow in the next video, we will start going through the pattern section, which we did in the video previous video, that is penultimate, not penultimate, previous to previous video. Yeah. So we will resume reading the documentation of pattern. So mostly we have covered everything of that. So we will do a quick read through of that, and then we will move on to function and operators, other sections. So I will end this video here, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video and found it useful. I thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video on PostgreSQL. So till then, keep learning and enjoy, and also happy to learn.